magical tools. Hello, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for your crystal scrying for the week ahead, September 13th through the 19th. For the scrying this week, I'm going to be using this very beautiful peach moonstone. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of its beautiful flashes. They're very subtle, very, very subtle little flashes on this moonstone. But I'm very excited to use it. I do want to talk briefly about how to get the most out of these divination by astrology sign videos. I, of course, encourage you to watch your sun, moon, and rising signs, as well as anything that you are guided to. You might choose, for example, to watch your Mars placement segment if you need action in your life or motivation. You might, if you are going through changes in your life, and especially if you want to know more about certain overarching generational energies, you might decide to listen to your Pluto placement. Also keep in mind the houses. Your rising sign is your first house, and every astrological sign is included in that. The fourth house having to do with home and family, second house, finances and stability. The 10th house can tell you a lot about career. And the 7th house and 5th houses are good houses to check out for relationship advice. So depending on what astrological signs you have in those houses, you may wish to listen also to those portions of the video. And finally, as my focus on this channel is toward magical practice, I am hoping that you will also get good guidance when it comes to planetary magic in certain signs. If you, for example, are hoping to work with the upcoming Venus in Scorpio energies, you may wish to listen to the Scorpio segment of this video. And now, let's get started. Aries, welcome back. Let's see what is going on for you for the week ahead. He's really got teeth. Somebody sinking their teeth into you, Aries. It's a little bit frightening. Somebody who is, this person has I don't think they have very sharp teeth, but they have very big teeth. They have a lot of them. Now this could represent the ways in which a person might be able to control you. But I really, these are human teeth. It's not like a pet or a dog or, as I said, sharp teeth. These are like, they just have a very big mouth and a lot of teeth, is what I'm seeing. And there's an impression that they might feel like they have some kind of ownership over you, and that's why they feel that they are able to exercise this kind of control. But of course, no person really has ownership over another. That's not how any of this works. It's not how any of this works. Aries, I see you beside yourself. And not just this idea of being distraught, but rather like your doppelganger or an astral extension almost, that I see you literally standing beside yourself, watching the critters. I don't know. It could be the movie Critters. I know there was a franchise like back in the 80s and 90s. I had seen a fair number of those films myself growing up, so I know that even though they are horror films and there is quite a few obscenities dropped in these movies, they were not particularly rancid horror films. See you beside yourself watching the critters. So strange. But that you are there's an extension of yourself that you present in these situations that not that you yourself are almost like you're dissociating. And it seems very much like a dissociative energy. The part of you will be sitting there watching this cheesy horror movie with a significant other or with a group of friends. And then there's this other part of you that's off in the other part of the house, like cleaning the bathroom or doing chores, just that you're not ever completely, you're not ever completely in the one place this week, Aries. And this may have to do with this person who has gotten their teeth into you. And I'm very specifically seeing like each individual tooth is representing a hold that this person has over you. And that they each, like it's symbolic, the way that their teeth are sunk into you. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Aries. And I really hope that you understand that you don't owe that person anything. Certainly not like they think you do. If you owe them money, you owe them money. But that is completely separate. It's very much like a feeling of being beholden. It's not like a feeling of being trapped. And it is not like a feeling of necessarily owing financially. This is a feeling of obligation. And there is a feeling of stress associated with it. That this situation does have you beside yourself. All right, Aries. And if you would, direct your questions here into the book. I'm just going to pluck them right out of the air and put them in here. Gather up some of these questions. Great. When thy misfortunes press hardest on thee, be not dismayed, but endeavor to remove them. Each one of those little teeth, they're actually quite big teeth, is kind of alarming. So I apologize for any stressful situations that you're going through this week, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me. I always greatly appreciate our time together. If you enjoyed your reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes and subscribes also mean a lot to me. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hi, Taurus. Welcome back. Taurus, you're getting secondhand signs about something. This could be that you are reading the writing on the wall for someone else. I'm also, there's something similar to that Fleetwood Mac song, Secondhand News. I'm just secondhand news. This is secondhand signs that perhaps this person, because they are not claiming awareness for their own signs and signals, that you are trying to then pass these things along to them because you're picking up on them, because it's gotten just that blatant, Taurus. And this could be an employer, it could be a romantic partner, it could be a parent, could be a good friend. It's someone to whom you are somewhat close, but not necessarily intimately acquainted, although that is possible. Excuse me. He's been watching this TV show for years, and it's almost like he's gotten so intimately acquainted with these characters that there are details of the show which escape his notice. I'm getting he, him pronouns, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. And this could be kind of like that secondhand signs also, in that this person, you're watching this show with him, and it gets to a point with these shows where you're comforted by seeing the characters in the program, but that the meaning behind the piece of fiction itself often gets diluted over time, so that by the time a show is in its 8th or 9th season, that the writing could be not as good anymore. You could also be watching a show like The Simpsons that has gotten embedded so deeply in the American lexicon that you could watch an episode and you remember these gags, and the person you're watching it with remembers these gags, so that you tell them a joke that you remember watching on the show and you remember watching it together, and the other person is like, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't remember that, which is kind of a buzzkill, admittedly, but that's kind of the sense that I'm getting for you this week, Taurus. That there is a disconnect somewhere between what this person is perceiving and the shared reality. So you're going to have to decide how you want to handle that. It could be something that you end up having a conversation about. There could also be a door closing. Not necessarily that you are severing ties with this person, but that certain circumstances no longer make sense for the two of you to explore. And again, this really feels more like an employer or possibly a parent, and not necessarily a romantic partner. That could be the case, but it's not necessarily the case. And if you would, Taurus, send your questions to me mentally. Just fling them out, and I'm gonna pluck them right out of the air. Just like this. And tuck them into my book. All right. Seek not the honor, nor the dangers of the field. This could mean field reporting. It could mean being a soldier. It could mean working outside in construction. Or even, this could be a reference in our modern times to work-at-home situations. Seek not the dangers of the field. Taurus, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments. You could also decide to give me a like or subscribe to the channel, and I greatly appreciate both of those also. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Gemini. Welcome back. Gemini the twins. Gemini, what are the twins telling me? The twins is sometimes used as a metaphor for different parts of the body. Obviously, on femme presenting people. The twins can refer to extra tissue on the chest. Although I have also heard people with prominent external genitalia refer to the contents of the scrotal sac as the twins. I usually don't get so crude with my readings, I apologize. This is very egg-shaped. Now, it is possible that some of you will be involved in an act of conception or fertilization in the week ahead. But really what I'm getting more of a sense of is that you will be involved in the creation of something. The egg which hatched and thus were born Castor and Pollux, for example. That there is a gestational period for this baby that you will be having. You will be naming it. You will be raising it. You will love it as your own flesh and blood. But this may or may not be biological offspring to you. It could be a work of art. It could be a music album, a music video, a film. It could be a project, such as a scientific paper that you're working on. It could be a poster for that project. It could be any number of things. It doesn't necessarily just have to be in what is traditionally considered a creative field. This is something you will be creating either independently or with a group of people. And I do see people like around you. I see that there is a group of people around you, probably like 3 to 5 collaborators. The number may vary, of course, because this is a general reading, but it looks like 3 to 5 people standing kind of around you in a group. And you're slightly taller than them, so you're probably in charge. And they are wearing blue, and you're wearing a white lab coat. So for some of you, this might be that you're the PI of a lab, and you are working on a new big discovery. That is entirely possible. However, this could apply to writing a book and having editors and publishers around you. You could be making an album and have your bandmates around you, as well as producers and sound engineers. This could be you standing at your opening for your art show, surrounded by people who want to support your art and your creative team who have helped you put the show together. And financial independence. That's something I'm getting very strongly. Just hearing it straight out and also seeing, I see like stylized piles of just like a big almost like a baby pool or a swimming pool full of money, but like cartoon. Like there's almost like a musical number like Schoolhouse Rock. So there could be elements of this which harken back to the early 80s or the late 70s stylistically. That's very much the sense that I'm getting. That also was the period of my very early childhood, was like the early to mid 80s. So it could just be speaking to the fact that things from that period of your life will be returning and may be integrated into this project. So for example, if this is new research, it could be that the research has been done since that time, or it could also be that elements of that research have not been explored since that time. All right, Gemini. If you would, direct your mind bullets in this direction, and I will pluck them out of the air, your questions, and put them here into the book. And I think there's one like right up here. Yeah. Great. Perfect. Let not thy exertions flag, and thou wilt be prosperous. Thank you, Gemini. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed your reading this week, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes on this video and subscriptions to the channel are also greatly appreciated. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Cancer. Hello, Cancer. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Fruit Loops. So, this could be a certain fragrance that to you smells like Fruit Loops that you've been wearing or someone around you has been wearing. It could be that you've been eating Fruit Loops. Or perhaps you have been contemplating the spelling on the box of Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. All the Fruit Loops in the world, and yet you are allergic to milk. Now, I don't necessarily think that all of you are lactose intolerant. That's not quite what I'm getting at here. There's something to this situation that there's something you like very much. Something delicious. A breakfast type dessert, perhaps. and that its perfect complement chafes you. The perfect complement to this delicious treat, which would be the milk. But there are replacements. There are replacements, Cancer. You don't have to drink cow milk or dairy. There's oat milk. You can make milk out of pretty much any nut out there. So if you're allergic to walnuts, make it out of cashews. If you're allergic to cashews, make it out of almonds. There's even soy milk. There's coconut milk. There's no way that you're going to be allergic to every single kind of milk out there that exists. It's just not possible. You might also decide to put on your Fruit Loops. You might decide to eat them dry. You might decide to make Fruit Loop squares, like a Rice Krispie treat, and hold it together with marshmallows. Oh, I'm incredibly out of focus. There we go. There's all kinds of different options that are open to you. And especially if the Fruit Loops are the part of the equation that you really like. There are other ways of enjoying them that don't involve subjecting yourself to things to which you are allergic. This could be literally about food allergies. But this could be about other things in your life that are not all or nothing propositions, the way that you have set them up to be. If you were even very adventurous, you might decide to make granola with Fruit Loops in it. And that would be almost healthy, be almost good for you. Throw in a little bit of dried coconut and some nuts. Unless you're allergic to nuts also. And then you could put M&Ms or even Skittles in there and call it trail mix. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm just saying that the serving suggestion presented by General Mills Corporation on the box of the Fruit Loops is not the only way that they can be enjoyed. And in fact, the possibilities are almost endless. I'm not suggesting that you emulate one of the characters from Get Out and eat the Fruit Loops dry with a glass of milk on the side. But perhaps you have a very small tea set. Have you ever had a really small tea set? Like very small, so small that the water almost won't come out because of the surface area tension on the surface of the water. And you could make yourself the tiniest little pot of tea and pour it into your tiny little teacup and dip the And now, if you would, please direct your mental arrows here into the cover of the book. I will pluck them out of the air and tuck them between the pages. And we'll see what advice is in store for you. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of this book in my ear. What was that? Oh, one more question. Okay. Oh man. It definitely says that. Oh man. Be prepared for any change of fortune, which may happen. Which means probably will happen, Cancer. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes on this video and subscriptions to my channel are also greatly appreciated. Sorry about my loud-ass neighbor. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Leo, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. I think things have quieted down in your sign quite a bit. Things are now moving into, this is for a couple weeks. So I think this is for the week that I'm talking about right now, which is September 13th through the 19th. Venus was in your sign not too long ago, as was Mars. Now Venus is in Scorpio, square to your placement. I wouldn't take it too personally though. But that Venus in a fixed water sign does hit very differently. I'm going to caution you about people's manipulation this week. I don't know about this week specifically, although this week we do have a square also between some Aquarius placements, which is opposite to you, and that Venus in Scorpio. So, a caveat right off the bat. What else is going on for you this week, Leo? Somebody's getting organized. And this could be something you are feeling anticipation about. So not necessarily that you are excited, it's not necessarily excitement. There could be excitement tied up in it. There's also stress tied up in it, because somebody is getting very organized. And this could have to do with someone who is putting together their case against you for some reason. I don't think in a court of law, more like in the court of public opinion. Public opinion, public opinion. Somebody who is trying to take you down a peg, possibly. But it's not really of any consequence. If you look at how many people are in the world today, it's very unlikely that they will be able to tell every single person and convince every single person that they meet that you are absolutely the worst, especially if there's a lot of evidence to the contrary, Leo. And I think that's probably the case. Then they are just providing you with free publicity. Because then people will be like, well, I don't know if I really believe that. You know, I kind of trust this person, but I like to know things for myself. So maybe I should do a little research on my own. And they'll find your profile on Facebook and they'll be like, this person just seems like a normal person. I'm not sure what the big deal is. Or if you have a particularly interesting lifestyle, they'll stumble upon your Instagram and think like, wow, this person seems to lead a really interesting existence. And then they follow your account and they forget why they came there in the first place. So there's all kinds of ways that things can work out. And there are all kinds of monsters in this world. But even the monsters have good PR these days. You know? All this, his name's not actually Frankenstein. He's Frankenstein's monster. And really, I think the monster in that situation is the person who allows their creation to run amok and unchecked when they have the power to stop it. But that's just one example. The range of human experience is very broad, and it broadens every day. And with the advent of the internet, we all have access to the nooks and crannies, to the understanding that there are people out there who are adults but are obsessed with children's media, people who dress in fursuits for recreation and otherwise. I certainly don't judge. And these communities are able to galvanize around their shared interests. And thus could be the case for you this week, Leo. You could be finding out about something through word of mouth. I'm hearing devious sources. So this could be somebody who has their own agenda in this situation. And this does sound like a very drama fraught kind of deal. But I want to point out here that drama is contingent upon your participation. And I don't really see you stooping, lowering yourself to take part in whatever this is. So I think that probably what's going to end up happening is that you'll just be getting some kind of free publicity out of the deal. Just keep shining your beautiful radiant light. And if you would, Leo, direct your questions here into the cover of this book, and I will pluck them out of the air and stick them between the pages. And then we'll get our answers together. Yeah, that's a very good one. I'm curious about that also. Oh, a very weighty question indeed. And what else do you want to know? Okay. Cryptic. Follow the plow. Don't put the plow. What is it? Don't put the plow in front of the horse. So if you're following the plow, then you are in the trench that it creates of this soft soil. The fertility is behind the plow. You don't want to be in front of the plow. The plow is there to break the tough and rocky soil and is sharp. And if you were in front of the plow, you could get hurt. You want to follow the plow and sow your seeds. Leo, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed your reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes on this video and your subscriptions to my channel are also greatly appreciated. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Virgo, finally Mars will be moving out of your sign and on into the sign of Libra, where we will be dealing with partnerships through the aggressive lens of the red planet. But I hope that you were able to get something from that Mars in Virgo energy. Whether you are experiencing Mars conjunct your natal sun, your natal moon, or experiencing the full glory of Virgo in the first house, Mars energy. So maybe you think you got rid of something, and maybe you did. Maybe it has fallen behind something. Maybe it's tucked away somewhere in a closet. There's a rhythmic energy to this cycle of you losing something and trying to reclaim it. And as long as you're approaching it from a healthy place, that's fine. Long intended circumstances. Some of these things are in place to keep you in long intended circumstances. It's by design. And that cycle is going to be ending for you very soon, because of changes that you have instituted in your own life. And this may be part of this Mars in Virgo cycle for you. Unintended energies, so that there might be either extra energies floating around or an expenditure of energy into a certain thing that perhaps ends up draining you more than you had intended. Something about a disability. I don't know if this is your disability or if you are claiming disability. Pretense or pretending. I don't think it's that you are pretending to have a disability, but what is this? What is this about? Something like mononucleosis. And you wonder if it's a pretense or if you're pretending. All these little expenditures, these little bursts of energy that seem to be sucked from you out of nowhere, that is going to be coming to an end this week. You will not only be rising above it, you will be getting a lot of that energy back, actually. The corpuscles. The corpuscles is like part of the circulatory system. And there's like so if you have been anemic or something with a blood disorder, that it is going to be reversing. But also perhaps that the corpuscles are carrying oxygen better. That might be part of it. There's strengthening. I'm not a doctor, of course, so this is not from the point of view of medical advice. This is merely speaking to any kind of things on a paraphysical level that may have been ailing you without specific medical cause. You will be reaping the benefits of someone else's failure in this area. This seems very specific, but it could be applicable to a number of situations. if there's somebody that you spend time around and they tend to drain your resources, that person may be finding a way out of your life very soon. It's not the kind of person that a Virgo, I think, would foster in their life. But of course, circumstances occur to all of us that can be beyond our control. This could be a family member or some other loved one. All right, Virgo. If you would direct your questions here into the cover of this book, that I may pluck them from the pages and answer them. Peace and plenty will be thy certain portion, if thou art industrious. And Virgos usually are. Thank you so much for joining me for your crystal scrying this week. If you enjoyed your reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes on this video and subscriptions to my channel are also greatly appreciated. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Libra. Welcome back. You sound so professional. Professional services provided by Libra. So, you could be punching up a resume this week. You could be putting yourself out there in a professional sense. I feel like you could be seeking out freelancing jobs, specifically this week, and pounding the pavement somewhat. It's going to be the case for some of you, but mostly there's a lot of things coming up for you this week regarding your professionality. And it's very much a Three of Pentacles energy that people are observing and acknowledging your professional behavior. You could be held up as an example also within a work group for your professionality. You could have completed a task in a way that then becomes a protocol in your workplace. That's also a possibility. Somebody's passing you by for a promotion, though. They want to keep you, but they don't want to pay you more money. So what they're doing, if I might be so blunt, is they are giving you verbal praise to cover up for the fact that they are not giving you more money or a promotion. you should have a meeting with them about this. Absolutely. Especially because with the job market right now, you are in a prime position to find a better opportunity for yourself. And you may have the chance to do that this week. It is not unreasonable for you to go out and seek other offers and see what is available to you. Some of you might even be taking this opportunity to start your own business, or if you already have your own business, to take your business to the next level, because people do see your professionality. They see it as an asset, and it's going to encourage people to work with you. All right, Libra, and if you would, direct your questions here into the cover of this book, and I'm just going to pluck them right out of the air and tuck them between the pages. And then we shall see what we shall see. Indeed. Yes, I do think you should ask for a raise. If you are content within your current organization, but you want more money, it's an excellent time to point out that you've put a lot of hard work in and you've been recognized through verbal praise and perhaps awards, but that is not translating into basically awards don't pay the rent, right? You don't have to put it that way, but I do think it's important to bring up your contributions in emphasis of why you need more money. This is a very interesting one, but sell strong liquors, but be careful of often trying their strength upon thyself. Or, in the colloquial terms of our own era, don't get high on your own supply. Now, how this might relate to your current state of affairs is only up to my own conjecture. But it could apply in many ways and in many fields. It doesn't just apply to production of intoxicating substances, right? If you work at a medical office and you don't take care of your body, and I don't just mean that you are overweight, because weight and fat distribution are not good indicators of overall health. I'm talking about people who are making clearly unhealthy choices. You might then be in need of those services much more often. And it does not speak well for that business overall, even though you would make a very good customer. A good customer does not a good employee make, necessarily. And that would be how I would apply that saying here. Libra, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed your reading this week, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes and your channel subscriptions are also greatly appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Scorpio, I see a lot of exercise. You could be trying out a new exercise regimen on yourself. Or you could already be doing a lot of exercise. Healthy eating, but not sparse eating. That you are eating good, nutritive food. Nutritive meals, well prepared. Things like chicken and steamed vegetables, but well seasoned. Well, this could be like rotisserie chickens, or and the vegetables are very well seasoned, stir fried. So not so overly concerned with one's health that you are not also able to enjoy a good meal. And the exercises in which you are taking part might be bringing you closer to the water. Scorpio is a water sign. Sand, the water, possibly, but also these might be things which are emphasized by water sign energies. The sauna and the weight room, even. There's a humidity in the air. And that could be what I'm picking up on also. Some of you could be doing this not just because you want to be in good shape, but there could be long-term goals that you would like to partake in, such as you might be trying to aid fertility. You could be looking for mental clarity or mood stability. Secondary benefits of this exercise regimen. I'm also hearing birth control. So for some of you, you might be trying to aid your fertility, and for others of you, you might be trying to slow down your fertility through overexertion of the physical form. So that is something to consider also. There's a creative spark to this energy. Almost that the exercise becomes an extension of performance in some way. Get the idea of like lost and found. The lost and found of exercises. This could be searching databases online. It could be recommendations from friends. And all of these things kind of go into this repository. Either you have a database that you are compiling on your phone, it could be on Google Drive or something like that, but it functions as a lost and found for your abilities. Yeah. I heard specifically the word abilities instead of exercises this time. The feats of strength. So there are things that are, it's not just about being in good physical shape. There are secondary goals that you would like to achieve through this exercise. Cheek vibration. There could be some kind of facial yoga going on. This is a very transformative energy. So Scorpio is the ruler of the 8th house, which has a lot to do with transformations and deaths and little deaths and other people's resources. So this could be an extension of that. I feel like this is very tied into your Scorpio nature at this time. And even though we are not quite into Scorpio season yet, it could be that you are gearing up for Scorpio season, but that you have to stretch first. So it could be that you have something very important planned for your, if you are a Scorpio sun sign, would be for your solar return. But it could also just be for Scorpio season. And if you would, kindly send your questions my way. I'm just going to pluck them gently out of the air this time. I won't be slapping the book around. Getting your conditioning up is always a good idea. Preferment depends entirely on thyself. It's also possible thou wilt marry into a rich and respectable family. Scorpio, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this reading, please consider leaving a comment down below. Your likes and your channel subscriptions are also greatly appreciated. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome back. Welcome back, Sagittarius. Welcome back. Sun, moon, rising, organizing, compartmentalization, re-education, parsing, and prescribing. There's a lot going on, Sagittarius. And I feel like some of you could be moving, you could be packing up for a move and simultaneously looking for a new job. Some of you are reorganizing your living space. Some of you might have a roommate moving out at this time, and you are shuffling people around, trying to fill their vacancy within your apartment or other living space, like a house. But what you don't realize is that amid all of the organizing that you are doing this week, something very important, something very crucial could end up getting left in the crevices and not falling through the cracks, but specifically getting wedged. Like, I see like a wood floor. It's like a wood floor and little particles kind of like getting stuck in the wood grain. I don't know how many of you would have seen this movie. It's called The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. And at the very end of the movie, spoiler alert, I won't give a spoiler, but I will say that when you mine gold, the dust itself, to the untrained eye, looks very much like just a bag of dirt. A seasoned prospector can look at that bag of gold and determine how much it might be worth on the free market. Something similar could be occurring for you this week, Sagittarius, despite your organization. That this is something settling into the floorboards, almost like a diamond falling out of a piece of jewelry. It could very well be that you have on a ring, or I see even like a pendant with little diamonds in it. And it's possible that amidst all the chaos, the stones, or one of the stones, ends up falling out. It could even be, in the case of a pendant, that the chain breaks without you noticing, and it falls on the floor and becomes lost. And it would be because you have gotten caught up in all of these little tiny details Now we do have the planet Mars was here in Virgo not so long ago, I believe for part of this week, and is moving into the sign of Libra. It's a very Mars in Virgo energy that you are displaying this time. And for Sagittarians, that's going to be a square, a mutable square placement, Mars in Virgo, which may cause agitation for you, especially depending on your natal placements. What is the best way for Sagittarius to avoid that pitfall at this time? These are not things that need to be done so quickly. It's all right to take a step back, approach the situation from all angles and sides before taking action, and remembering to remove one's jewelry, of course, before taking part in heavy lifting. This would be the kind of situation where if you were reorganizing your apartment, or if you are moving or helping someone else move, that any free hanging items on your person have the potential to become snagged or damaged. I'm hearing kind of like, don't forget to eat your cake. So it could be a situation where you show up and you're ready to go, and the person is like, well, I got you breakfast, or I got you coffee. Don't you want to have breakfast or coffee first? And for whatever reason, you're like, I'm ready to go. I want to jump right into this task. I invite you to pause and enjoy your surroundings. And I think that's really going to be the lesson for you this week, Sagittarius. That even mundane tasks can be pleasant if you take your time and heed your spirit. Now we have a little extra contextual reading material here. If you would like to direct your questions into the cover of the book, I am going to pluck them gently this time out of the air and wedge them between the pages so that we can get some answers. We're gonna get some answers. Sagittarius. Thou shalt assuredly find something, but it will not be of much value to thee. So it could be like a consolation prize. Whatever this thing is that you have the potential, not that you are going to lose it, but you have the potential to misplace something of value. And it's possible that while you are looking for it, you will find something else that was misplaced also, but is not, in fact, of very much value. Thank you for joining me this week, Sagittarius. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes and your subscriptions are also greatly appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, Capricorn. The eyes are rising. The eyes are rising. This could be speaking to a constellation of some kind in the sky. Eyes are rising. There's a face that is printed on something. In the background, maybe, of a scene in a movie. Or something like a scene in a movie where you notice that these eyes are rising above the level of the table. Could be the water table also. I do think that it's a reference to eyes on the face and not the letter I. And rising above the table. It could be a water table. I mentioned that already. Could be in space. Eyes floating in space. This seems to be a lot of things at once. It's a little difficult to parse out. You could have been the organizer for a space mission, and the eyes are on some portion of a satellite or something like that, and you have a successful launch of the satellite from the spaceship, and in commemoration you say the words, "The eyes are rising." If this is something which orbits the planet, it could also be the eyes rising on the horizon. Eyes rising on the horizon. It's a very interesting phrase. To differentiate them from the extra bulletin this week. You know, these Capricorn readings, this week and last week have been kind of like a word jumble. I'm not entirely sure what that's about. It might make sense to somebody, but it does seem very specific if it does make sense to anyone at all. Something about Marigold Press. This bulletin could be printed on marigold paper and has to do with internal affairs. Obviously, it could be a religious organization. And in reference to an upcoming holiday of some kind. A bit like Easter. That the eyes rising represents the reincarnation of a god, or represents the unnatural extension of someone's lifespan, shall we say. Why is this an important message to give to Capricorn for the week ahead? It could be a test. This could be a test. Some of you out there might be privy to this information and be testing me. It's like the judgment card. This could be related to a test in your life where something very profound happens and it changes your state of being for the better. I'm trying to get anything else I possibly can about this. Organizing a revolt. Some of you could be involved in political action and be organizing a revolt within an organization. And there's a bulletin that you're putting out. And it has the phrase in it, "The eyes are rising," and it is in reference to this political movement. All right, Capricorn. How incredibly obscure. If you would direct your questions here into the cover of this book, and we will clarify, perhaps, any of the answers that we've gotten today. The freshest crop is the greenest. I'm not sure what that means. That isn't from the book. If thou diggest up thy fields with the plough of industry, thou wilt find a treasure which will reward thee. All right, Capricorn. Well, I am myself rather confused, but hopefully this has meaning to someone out there. I feel like the less I know about it, the better for my own safety in some ways. If you enjoyed this reading, please do let me know down in the comments. Your likes and subscriptions are also greatly appreciated. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Aquarius, you're on the bus. This isn't a city bus. This would be like a Greyhound bus, or it could be a tour bus. Or it's also the energy of being on a school bus, but headed on a field trip. So this isn't typical bus riding behavior. This would be going on a trip somewhere. You're very mobile at this time. And the exercise is futility, virility, agility, it's something similar to if you were ever on track and field running laps, so that you are in some ways traveling in circles. But this is not a circular route without purpose. When you are on the track and field team, you are training. So it's not the function of the destination that is your goal. It's something about taking this trip on this bus. And it could be that you are working for a tour. It could be that you drive the bus. It could be that you are a bus driver, or that you are in some way involved in the transport process itself. A transporter. And something about extracurriculars. So, the same way that track and field would be augmentation to your high school career overall, this is an extracurricular type activity. Could be a movie set also, but it would be someplace that you would be required to travel to. Parsippany, is that in New York? Lots of like wires and cables, lighting rigs, trailers being set up, of course. Oh, I think Parsippany is in New Jersey. I feel like this is like a work type trip, but is an extracurricular. So, Parsippany, New Jersey may have significance for someone out there regarding a work situation. You could be going for training there. That could be where the company is based. That's where you get your coffee and donuts, possibly. Outdoors. It's a little wet today. What is the important part for Aquarius to know about this? This job opportunity could bring you quite a bit of money, so don't pass it up because you don't want to travel at this time. I think is the key. If you're concerned about the travel, that part is not going to be of consequence. That it is more important for you to open up doors where these opportunities are concerned. All right, Aquarius. And if you would, please direct your questions here into the cover of this book. And I'm gonna sweep in from the side like this and kind of grab a cluster of them right there. I don't know if this was a concern that somebody had, but safety and success in thy travels will greatly depend upon thy conduct toward those whom thou meetest. So I'm assuming that you're going to be very nice to everyone that you meet, but not too naive. Not too naive. Aquarius, thank you for joining me this week. If you enjoyed your reading, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes and your subscriptions are also greatly appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Pisces. Hello. Hello, welcome back, spicy Pisces. Spicy, spicy Pisces. So, Neptune here. Neptune in your sign. I think also that we will be ending the week with the moon in your sign, Pisces. And that is going to be gearing up for the full moon in Pisces, which will be occurring on Monday, September 20th. So if you've been waiting for the full moon in your sign, this is a week to prepare for that. About 12 hours, maybe 12 and a half, before the Sun-Moon opposition, marking the full moon in Pisces, will be the conjunction of the moon and Neptune retrograde. But those won't be occurring this week. Those will be occurring Monday, September 20th of next week. However, there might be some kind of ritual, or I'm hearing sacrifice, actually. There might be some kind of ritual sacrifice that you were planning. And the sacrifice doesn't have to be a living animal. I know a lot of Pisces who are vegetarian and vegan, so might not necessarily have to do with an animal sacrifice, but it might be a sacrifice of something of great importance to you for ritual purposes. Could be a self-sacrifice. But it is a ritual sacrifice. So this is not like you putting yourself on the line for another person necessarily. Organized completely by sign. Organization has been coming up a lot. Now, I understand that we are in Virgo season, and so that is the oppositional energy to Pisces. That's how we have the full moon in Pisces when the sun is in Virgo. That's just how these things work. But there might be things about this where you personally, if you are Pisces sun, moon, rising, or you have maybe a Mercury in Pisces, something like that, that you are more organized than you would otherwise be during the month. During the months of late August and early September, when the sun is cycling through the sign of Pisces. Some of you might also have strong earth sign placements. That would be Taurus, Virgo, and also Capricorn. Taurus and Capricorn would be sextile to a Pisces placement, possibly. We wouldn't be talking about perfections here in generalities, of course. I understand for you that something needs organizing to be successful. Perhaps this ritual. And that could be part of your sacrifice. That you are sacrificing part of the intuitive Piscean traits for the analytical Virgo organizational skills. Now, there are, of course, ways to avoid this, such as delegating tasks to other people, but that requires that you have people around you that you can trust with this organization and to carry things out the way that you would, thus freeing you up for other things. this isn't always necessarily feasible. But if you carry out all of the organizing this week, it will lessen the need for you to be tuned into that part of yourself and tuned out of the Pisces traits that you will want to be tapping into for whatever this ritual entails. Alright, Pisces, and now if you would, please direct your questions here into the cover of this book, and I will pluck them out of the air and gently stick them between the pages here. Okay. And peel up this corner a little bit. There we go. First of all, the answer is yes. But with a caveat, a secret enemy will endeavor to undermine your happiness. So it could be important to vet carefully the people who will be around you at this ritual, whatever that represents. It doesn't need to be a magical working. It could just be something that is going to require your organization and carrying out the way that a ritual would. And there could be someone in your midst who is not fully a team player. So watch out for that in the week ahead, Pisces, because that will be your chance to uninvite this person before it's too late. Thank you for working with me on this project, Pisces. If you enjoyed your reading this week, please let me know down in the comments. Your likes and your channel subscriptions are also greatly appreciated. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you again very soon.